said he was qualified, so we whooped his ass, while he was in there. Now, the other stuff that happened, it went down the way it did, man.
I would like to wish you all the Brits to go fuck yourself.
It's time to talk about Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor 2023. Now, I didn't watch the pre-show, but the one thing I do want to talk about the pre-show is the return of a legend, the return of a champion. He has come home. Someone that's been definitely and sorely missed. Welcome back, Nige. Welcome back, Nigel McGuinness. It was so great to see him and hear him on this show. Definitely made a difference in my opinion. The rest of the pre-show, forget about it. Just not worth talking about. Let's kick it off though, talking about the main show, the meat, the main course of this pay-per-view, what everyone cares about. And we started it off with a bang and with a banger. El Hijo del Vikingo going up against Commander for the AAA Mega Championship. Fantastic. I mean, it kind of felt like a Lucha Libre weekend. With the god, the goat of Lucha Libre himself going into the Hall of Fame. This was a perfect way to start a show. A great match. Really enjoyable. You didn't have to know a lot about the both of them. You just have to sit back and enjoy the action. And for 16 whole minutes, that's exactly what I did. Next up was a 6-man World Tag Team Championship match. And Brian Cage, Khan and Toa Leona versus AR Fox, Blake Christensen and Metalik. Was okay. Kind of short. Don't know a lot about either team, to be honest with you. And I'm not really caring. Brian Cage is... forget about him, man. I'm not really that interested. This wasn't something that really, really interested me, to be honest with you. It was a decent match. Next up, the Women's Championship. With Athena versus Yuka Sakazaki. I hope I got that right. Yuka Sakazaki. That's a tricky one. But decent match. Decent women's match. Nothing wrong with it. Right person won, I felt. Athena's been a decent ROH Women's Champion. Long may it continue. ROH Television Championship on the line. Probably my favourite match of the show, I'd say. Very good. Told a great story. I mean, who can't get behind Mark Briscoe at the moment? Who can't? I mean, it's an unfortunate story. It's an unfortunate thing that's happened to him. Very sad. And I definitely miss... And I'm not the only one that misses Jay Briscoe. But I felt Mark was great in this match. Shame he didn't win, but I thought what they did and the way they did it worked. Samoa Joe's been fantastic since being in Ring of Honor. This is where he belongs. This is where he should stay. Like I said, and I'll talk about in a bit, there needs to be a draft, but I'll talk about that in a minute. Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Daniel Garcia. Banger of a match. What was not to love? Reach for the Sky ladder match, and we have new tag team champions. Like I said, felt like a Lucha Libre weekend. We got new tag ROH champions, and it is the Lucha Brothers. But the one talking point from this has to be what happens to Dante Martin. Now, I enjoy ladder matches. I really do. But I've just seen far too many of them. It feels like every other pay-per-view I watch, there's a multi-person ladder match in there. People taking these risks that they shouldn't be taking. It's beyond their pay grade. Why are you doing it? And look what's happened to Dante Martin. That was sickening. The geezer's foot was pointing the other way. That's at least a year out now. Maybe more, maybe longer, maybe always. Maybe he's never coming back from that. That was a disgusting injury. It was gross. I feel for the guy and I hope he gets better soon. But was it worth it? Really? I don't know. Katsuyori Shibata is your new Pure Champion. Wheeler Yuta, never been a fan. I'm glad he's dropped that title. And from what they were saying during the press conference afterwards, we may be seeing Shibata versus Danielson at some point. And I'm all in for that, baby. But like I said, I need to talk about a draft in a minute. And it's not coming in through this door. Claudio Castagnoli versus Eddie Kingston was the main event. It was kind of underwhelming, that one. Kind of underwhelming main event, in my opinion. It was an okay match. I felt Eddie Kingston did really well in it. Especially when he kicked out of the neutralizer from one, got back up and then tried to fight his best, but it just wasn't enough. But I enjoyed it. It was an enjoyable show, but I need to talk about the draft. Tony Khan's announcement. It can only be one of two things for me. CM Punk's coming back, or they are doing a draft where they are splitting the roster. Because this whole show felt like AEW Lite. ROH, since it's come back, has felt like AEW Lite. Kind of a reminder of when Vince McMahon bought ECW and tried to revive it. Tony Khan doing the same thing here and it's not working. You need to split the roster. You need to have a roster of AEW and a roster of ROH and see if that can work. Split it. Yes, every now and again at maybe a big show they can meet up and face each other. Special occasions. Get-togethers, at Christmas, special times in a year. But not every bloody week. Let me know what you think down below anyway. I enjoyed Supercard of Honor. Let me know what you thought about the show down below. Thank you very much for watching Grey Talks Wrestling. I'll see you next time. Ta-ta.